After concluding a fruitful visit to Russia, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Austria's capital, Vienna. Prime Minister Modi was received at the airport by Austria's Minister for Foreign Affairs. Now, this is the first visit of an Indian Prime Minister in Austria in the last 40 years. Austria is India's steadfast and reliable partner, and both countries share ideals of democracy and pluralism. Upon arrival at the hotel in Vienna, Prime Minister Modi was greeted by members of the Indian diaspora. Children enthusiastically presented their artworks to him, showcasing their excitement and admiration. Additionally, members of the Indian community gathered around him, waving Indian flags and chanting "Modi, Modi" as they greeted him. This enthusiastic welcome highlighted the strong support and connection felt by the Indian community in Vienna towards the Prime Minister during his visit. Prime Minister was greeted by Austrian artists singing Vande Mataram. Prime Minister Modi's two-day visit to Austria is the first by an Indian Prime Minister in over 4 decades.
Such a big honored person, so that we can play in front of them is just fantastic. He looked at us with such big eyes, and I also saw a little smile on his face, and that was really a beautiful moment for us. He was really friendly. He came to us like a friend, actually. He entered the group. We did a photo with him. He signatured our notes, so he was a really friendly person. Yeah.
It was a phenomenal experience. I really enjoyed it. It's a big honor for me. It's a huge honor. I did prepare quite a lot. With the orchestra, we prepared for a few days, but I also at home I had to really give my best, because this is a huge opportunity for Austria, for us, for our orchestra. It was an amazing experience. You can really see that he cares for the people. And I really noticed that feeling. I felt warm next to him, with him.
DD India's Gautam Roy interacted with a girl kid who came to welcome Prime Minister Modi. The Prime Minister asked her name, got it noted down, and said that he'll write to her. Let's listen in.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just met a small contingent of the Indian diaspora when he arrived, a good mix of young and old, and women and men. And these children also got to speak to him. You presented something to Prime Minister Modi today. What's her name, Rita? Vinci. What did you give to the PM?
A poster.
And what did it say?
Prime Minister won 3 times a prize.
Prime Minister was so courteous. So he saw the poster, he saw the painting, appreciated it, and then he turned it around and he asked, "Where's the name of the child?" And then he said, "Please give me the name of the child, and I want to write a letter to the child appreciating the efforts that she put in to make this painting." So it was really very, very, very humbling, and we really liked the Prime Minister's gesture.
Okay, wonderful. So that's what this visit would now mean to a future generation of the Indian diaspora here in Austria as well. That's the kind of imprint that perhaps this visit will leave here for all the Austrian people as well. This is Gautam Roy in Vienna, Austria for DD India.
In an important milestone in the India-Austria partnership, the Indian Prime Minister was hosted by Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer for a private engagement on Tuesday. Now, this was the first meeting between the two leaders. The Austrian Chancellor posted a photo of him and Prime Minister Modi on the social media platform X and wrote, "It's an honor to welcome Prime Minister Modi to Austria. Austria and India are friends and partners." He also further wrote that he looks forward to political and economic discussions between the two nations during Prime Minister's visit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi thanked the Austrian Chancellor for the warm welcome and said he looks forward to the discussions as well. Prime Minister said, I quote him, "Our nations will continue working together for further global good." And I unquote him. And now we take a quick look at Prime Minister Modi's itinerary in Vienna. DD India's Gautam Roy gets us more.
An Indian Prime Minister landing on Austrian soil after over 40 years, when the two nations are also marking 75 years of their friendship.
The visit is going to give great dynamism to this partnership. It's going to give the high-level political visibility that this relationship requires, and it's a relationship that has been performing reasonably well. And with this visit, we expect it to gain dynamism and content.
The substantial part of Prime Minister Modi's Austria visit will be unfolding on Wednesday, where he'll not only call on Austria's President Alexander Van der Bellen at the Hofburg Palace, but also hold delegation-level talks with his Austrian counterpart, Federal Chancellor Karl Nehammer, at the Federal Chancellery after receiving a ceremonial reception. The day will also see the Prime Minister meeting key Austrian influencers. But another highlight for Wednesday will be the maiden Austria-India CEOs meeting, where an effort will be made to give further impetus to the business ties between the two nations, including their respective startup ecosystems.
Indian companies that are operating in Austria, and there are several Austrian companies operating in India. And as part of the program, there will be an interaction with Indian and Austrian CEOs to try and see how we can move this partnership forward, especially in niche technologies, clean technologies, and also in terms of bringing some of our startups together. There is a good groundwork has already been laid, and what we need is a quantum leap in this partnership, and this is what I think this visit will succeed in doing.
Vienna is also the city of Western classical music, which was the home to great composers such as Mozart and Beethoven, among others. And he also got a melodic reception from Vienna University Philharmonic, whose director is also an Indian diaspora member. Clearly, there are multiple elements to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Austria visit, which have the potential of taking its ties with India to greater heights in several aspects of the relationship.
In just the last few months, India and Austria have added new elements to their already extensive relations, such as a comprehensive migration and mobility agreement, as well as an India-Austria startup bridge. But there are many more areas that are still left to be fully explored, be it semiconductors or AI, advanced telecommunications, aerospace, and much progress can be expected to be made in this historic Austria visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. With camera person Rakesh Singh, Gautam Roy, Vienna, Austria, DD India.
During Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Austria visit, the two nations are also looking to deepen their cooperation in the tech and startup sectors. DD India's Gautam Roy has spoken with those involved in this effort on both the sides, of which the recently put into action India-Austria Startup Bridge is a major initiative. Let's listen in.
Technology is an area where India and Austria can really take their cooperation really far, and the India-Austria Startup Bridge is one new initiative that has taken place. We're trying to find out more about it. We have with us Kambis Kohonsa Vayaga with us. He's the representative as far as startups is concerned for the Austrian Federal Economic Chamber. Thank you for speaking to DD India. Kambis, what can you tell us about this initiative, and to what extent are there plans to take it forward as well, because right now it's in a very nascent stage?
Yeah, great to be here. The initiative has different aspects to it. So several months ago, we had our biggest tech festival here in Austria, the Vienna Up, and we had a huge Indian delegation, the biggest of all the international countries. And the goal was to bring Indian startups to Austria, but also vice versa, bring Austrian startups to India. Apart from that, we have a strong focus on universities. So we want to share research and development, focus on spin-offs in Austria and India as well. And then again, having this matchmaking between market access, know-how, talent and capital.
Wonderful. We have Shankar as well with us. Shankar Reddy is a founding member of Indian Professional Network Association in Vienna in Austria. Shankar, what can you tell us about the scope of the kind of collaboration that India and Austria can have in the field of technology and, of course, the startup ecosystems?
India and Austria are growing more and more in terms of diversification. And very recent times we have seen the mobility agreement signed between India and Austria, wherein which Austria is purely looking and focusing for the highly skilled employees to be placed in Austrian startups and Austrian companies, wherein which Austrian authorities and Austria as a whole is also looking for the Indian skill and Indian talent to flourish this market.
So it seems to be all about opening up new avenues for collaboration to ensure that not only the fact that there is market access which is being sought in a cross manner, but also there are openings and there are future prospects for professionals as well in both the countries.